Always find me. We'll have Halloween on Christmas. And in the night we'll wish this never ends.
Wish this never ends.
Can't wait.
Jeez. Where are you?
Got the fucking ball. Where'd my ball go there?
I said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Oh, I think we're streaming. Are we up?
Yeah?
Yep.
Oh. What's up?
Quiet. Whoops. Yeah, are we live?
Yeah, we're actually live.
Oh, we are?
Whoop.
Oh, let us know when we have like one visitor.
We're just gonna wait for people. That's what we're doing now.
Alright, we're gonna get nailed for copyright. Okay. Anyways. Let's give it a second. At least till someone comes in. Now? Okay. Hey everyone. No sunglasses this time. Our future is bright enough, but we've gotten used to the shine. And today, me and BJ are just going to be talking Game of Thrones. The finale aired last night.
In case you couldn't tell by your Facebook feed.
That's right. By the world. It hasn't been since, I think, I'm going to say Breaking Bad, that no one's cared this much about a single television show. It was a cultural phenomenon for the last 10 years. And this season has not been very well received by fans and critics alike. Now, we'll get into personal opinions, but let's just say, I forgot where I was going with this. Anyway, let's just get right into it. As a show as a whole, probably my favorite show ever besides Seinfeld. Seinfeld being favorite sitcom, Game of Thrones being the best high production show, I guess, for my opinion. Regardless of what you think about the last season, this show had it was just fucking awesome. And if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and go watch it. BJ.
Hey, hello.
I want to hear what you think just in general.
Game of Thrones is one of the best shows ever made. And it's basically a weekly movie. Which is awesome.
Did you watch the entire show as it unfolded, or like when did you jump into it?
I think I got into it in season 2 or 3.
Yeah, really?
Because it's weird. So I worked at a place, and we'd read comic books and graphic novels and stuff all the time. And I just read whatever people brought in because I didn't want to buy anything. So I just, read shit that other people were reading. And then everyone's like, yeah, dude, check out Game of Thrones. So I started watching, and I'm like, this story seems really familiar. And it turns out I'd read the graphic novel of like the first graphic novel of how many of them. So I knew what was going to happen for a little bit. And that's kind of cool.
So at that point, the graphic novels must have been the graphic novel must not even have been based on the show. It must have been only based on the material from the books, right?
I'm not sure what direction that went in. Because it was I was watching it, I'm like, these kids just found 4 or 5, however many wolves. And I've seen that somewhere. Where the fuck did I see that? And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. And then I didn't know for a while. I was like, oh, yeah, this show is based on a graphic novel. And I was like, oh, it's actually based on a book, which I don't know if the graphic novel is based on the show or if it's based on the book, and I don't know. But it's a great show. Fuck books.
What? I'm going to start reading the books as soon as I'm done with Android's Dream of Electric Sheep.
You're going to be one of those people.
I own the first 4, so yeah, I'm going to be... the first 4 books, yeah. So originally when The Lord of the Rings came out, they knew it was going to be this massive cultural phenomenon, the movies themselves.
Movies, yeah.
And because the deal going down with Warner Brothers, or not Warner Brothers, New Line Cinema and Peter Jackson, as they were going to make the movie, it got so much buzz that they created a video game, The Fellowship of the Ring, it was out before the movie, and the art style was only taken from a couple of illustrations and rough sketches from when the books were written. So I'm thinking that's what happened with Game of Thrones, the graphic novels that you were talking about, because I've actually seen some of the graphic novels that are out right now for Game of Thrones at Chimera's just down the road, wink. And the art style was completely different. Tyrion didn't look anything like Tyrion didn't look like any of the show. None of them looked like it.
Because the thing is, which all these people are like, the new book isn't out yet, so this doesn't even count, and just go by the books. If they went by the books for everything, literally all the people that we've watched fuck over the last 8 years would be like 13 years old.
Yep.
So
Danny was 13
no.
in the book, I think. 12, 13.
And like Sansa and Arya and all them are like little kids like the
Children.
whole time. And it's like,
Yeah, Martin, when he first wrote these in the 90s, he got a lot of criticism for his books and how graphic they were. And he said, so you're telling me that, he's on record saying this, you're telling me that I can talk about axe going into a skull and you're fine with that and you cheer me on. But the second I talk about a penis going into a vagina, I'm all of a sudden on fire. So
if it's like an 8-year-old's vagina.
well, yeah, but still, like, they didn't give a shit back then. Remember that scene where Theon was getting arrested and that guy goes, I'm going to fuck you into the dirt. And everyone was cheering him on because this guy's about to get laid. What's Jake Sully got to say? Anything?
That's what everybody's complaining about when that episode with... There's that episode with Ramsay raping Sansa, and there's that episode with Jaime raping Cersei. Mm-hmm. And like everybody's like, how could they do? It's like it's called storytelling and setting up a villain. Like these are the bad guys. Like they're not good people. That's why everyone's like, I can't believe Jaime turned back at the end. It's like he's never been a good person. Do you not pay attention to the show?
You're also on HBO, which is the most adult thing ever.
God, put that away.
Yeah. What we're seeing right now is the tomato meter season of the audience. The audience gave it a 37% of rotten, with the average user saying it's 2.5.
Which critics gave it a 67%. So
yeah, because critics. Yeah.
For once, critics are right.
Yeah, I was about to say for one time. One person named it fresh. Wow. I want to finish up the what I was saying before, and then we'll launch into this. I got into the show around 2013. At the time, a little embarrassing, I was a little unemployed. Actually, I was very unemployed. And I had some money saved up, and my friend was like, you should watch Game of Thrones. I'm like, I don't want to. So my friend is... I don't know what that was, but my friend said, check out Game of Thrones. It's really good. I said no. So we go to Target, and they are having a sale. And he goes, buy the first 2 seasons. If you don't like them, I'll give you your money back. So we buy them. We end up watching the episode where Jaime fights Brienne of Tarth on the bridge. And I'm like, okay, why is this little hairy dude fighting this woman in giant armor? He says, dude, this guy's name is the Kingslayer. He killed one of the first kings. I'm like, okay, you have my attention now with some of the lore. I have no idea what it is. I watched that whole episode. Caught my attention. So I'm like, okay, I have the first 2 seasons. Let's watch a few. I think I watched almost the entire first season in a day. Mm-hmm. I end up showing my mom the first episode, The Things I Do for Love, where he shoves Bran out the fucking tower, and she was hooked. This was 6 years ago. Now me and my mom are going through the show. She absolutely loves it. She texts me all the time, like little theories she's got. I never text her back because I don't want to ruin it, but the significance,
you really love your mom.
The significance of the show is, of course, it's known. This is known Khaleesi, and it's.
Let me stop you 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just since you mentioned your mom.
Thanks.
Spoiler warning, by the way, just in case people didn't realize that we're probably gonna give shit away.
That's true. I should have put that on there. You're absolutely right. But yeah,
because I know your mom watches sometimes.
I just wanted to read. Oh God, that's true.
I saved you.
Shit.
She would have given you up for adoption.
Mom, grandma, auntie, and auntie, whoever you are, and whoever else that talks to my mom, please don't tell her what we're about to say. So thank you. See,
oh, you put up a poll.
Caleb, you sly producer, you.
What a nice little boy.
I love that.
I'm going to go ahead and vote in this poll.
For what I was saying, though, just to wrap it all up, was saying the significance of the show is known, and it's a cultural phenomenon, regardless if like you're one of the people who loved it and watched it religiously, or if you're one of those people that just, you know, you brag that you didn't like it or you didn't watch it. I do this. I say the same thing about it for every show. Watch the first 2 episodes. If you think you dig it, watch 2 more. If you don't, guess it's not for you. So give it the 2 to 4 episode treatment. If you really can't do it, there's no shame. It's 73 plus hours. You might as well try it. If you can't, whatever. So it ran for 8 solid years. 2011
8 seasons.
8 seasons, but also ran for 8 years, 2011 to 2019. It's 8 years. And
they took 2 years off. How's that?
they
make
did.
sense?
I don't know. I think
Fucking math, man.
they filmed the first 2 seasons back to back because I don't know if you remember this, but in season 1, at the very end of it, it said next season on Game of Thrones 2. I think they filmed the first 2 seasons like they got a contract, like Game of Thrones 2. Yeah, I hear like all these theories about where they're gonna go next. None of the original cast is returning. They promised they wouldn't. And the spinoff I thought was already confirmed to be the Targaryen era.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
where
a
they came
way-
over and conquered Westeros
Yeah.
and set up the Iron Throne.
That's what I heard too.
So
Caleb dropping shit over there.
let me I just want to get your opinion on the final season as a whole.
The
not
season
just
as a whole?
The entire season 8.
It was great. It wasn't. I mean, look, it wasn't as good as some previous seasons as a whole, but I think it had some of the best moments in the show, like the battle against the Night King. Usually I just watch. It's one of those shows where I just kind of watch it and go like
Yeah.
I'm just happy. But when when Arya kills the Night King, I literally yelled like "fuck yeah!"
I
like
cheered.
at the top of my lungs.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And then the whole like setting up for that battle outside of King's Landing, and Daenerys comes down and just fucking smokes everybody. Like they're setting up the Golden Army or whatever.
Yeah.
As like this big bad force, and then she just takes them out in like 2 seconds. I saw a funny meme. It was Sam killed more people than the entire Golden Army did.
That's true. I was so excited for the Golden Company because there's a lot
Golden
more.
Company,
There's a lot more lore about them in the books rather than in the show, and I was super excited because in the books they're painted as they wear thick golden colored armor. They're just like these big hulking monsters, whereas in the show they showed them as kind of more lean and they had smoother armor. They looked like elves or ninjas. And that the leader seemed really cool and confident, and he gets fucking annihilated right away. And we're looking right now at the Broken King. All hail Bran the Broken.
I mean, is that up on the stream or just for us? I mean, I'll keep looking at it. He can stare into my soul anytime he
I'm
wants.
just putting it up for you guys.
I will
Look,
admit,
Twink Boy
there
King.
is a shot of I don't know who he's looking at, but this squinting is really overdone in one of the shots. He's doing it like that, like this.
That's because he said in an interview that he's like basically blind, so he didn't have his glasses on and like had no idea he was looking at.
Does it tell who voted, or is it just an anonymous poll?
I couldn't figure out how to vote.
Maybe you can't because you're a
Who
representative.
voted? State your
No,
name.
don't.
You can vote. I thought you did vote.
I can't figure it out how. I
Throw
opened
me
up
your
the
phone.
stream.
What do you want your vote to be?
I don't want you to be on my phone. There's
Do
things on here.
Dude,
do people know that you're commenting as me? I guess it doesn't matter. That's okay. Though.
I'm not doing anything
I think they
crazy.
can tell because I don't have anything in front of me.
Oh, here it is. Good.
Yeah, get that vote. Get that.
Caleb, you voted garbage, you garbage person.
Caleb voted.
I made it 50-50.
I don't watch this.
Good. I did like how this season, what they did with it, with the pacing. It was like tension, episode 1, lots of tension, episode 2, big battles, episode 3, sigh of relief, big battle 5, final conclusion 6.
Which the conclusion was great.
I think they could have handled it a little better. However, I'm very happy with what they did.
Yeah, okay. I mean, obviously,
Oh, there's Kit Harington crying.
it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. I've stated, I've had multiple ways I wanted it to go. Like I wanted the
Whoa.
Night King to win.
That
but
is
that didn't happen.
that might be the most spoilery image of the entire series.
Not really, because it doesn't show
The
who.
wall is gone.
Doesn't show who did it.
Well, I'm pretty sure they can
No, he might
decipher
have
it by
found her
that.
body.
I guess that's a Romeo and Juliet picture. I think. No, I don't know how that ends, but I think someone kills Romeo and then dies of poison. So
Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, I
You don't know how Romeo and Juliet goes?
I used to. I'm actually a big fan of Shakespeare.
Romeo pretends to poison himself
right?
so that he can be dead.
Oh yeah.
Juliet is like, doesn't know that he's faking it, and he's like, doth some poison still rest upon thy lips, or whatever she says, kisses him, gets poisoned too, or something like that. Maybe I'm getting it fucking wrong
You
now.
probably are.
She dies. Just
kidding.
So she dies from the actual poison. He wakes up from his fake poison and is like, yo, motherfucking Juliet, wake up. And she's dead. And he's like, fuck this planet. And he stabbed himself. And he dies.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's how Shakespeare, that is word for word Shakespeare.
I'm happy that you know that because I enjoy Shakespeare. There's a book in the mall that I really wanted to get forever, and it was a picture of shush. He's holding up a skull. It's obviously from Othello, I think, or Horatio,
Hamlet?
How I Knew Thee, Hamlet. And he's holding up the skull, and everyone's like, that. And I'm like, it was just a great piece of art. He finally got Ghost some attention at the very end.
Little puppy.
Yeah, little. Dude, I think.
Have you never played RuneScape?
Yes.
Dude, do you don't remember the Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of the whole time.
But it's the exact same, except when he wakes up and realizes she's dead, he's like, oh, shit. Oh, well, her cousin's pretty hot. And he goes off with her.
Well, yeah, it was, dude. Yeah, some of the British humor
RuneScape,
is
man.
really good. Yeah, go to YouTube. Everybody right now, do yourselves a favor. Go to YouTube and look up the RuneScape documentary and watch it. Not right now, though.
Or just play RuneScape.
I
Old
played-
school RuneScape. Fuck
Yes.
that RuneScape 3 bullshit. Bro.
Thank you. I have it on my phone. It's not the same, though. I'd say if you want to play a little
Mobile's
bit,
pretty good.
mess around on the mobile, sure.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
No XP waste, man.
True RuneScape, OSRS, is meant to be played
On a PC.
on a monitor with all the lights out and your favorite drink, be that Code Red
Or in the public
nothing.
library, where I used to play it in middle school. That is classic RuneScape we're seeing right now. That's original.
Yeah, that's classic. That's still a legendary picture, though. And I played a little bit of that before.
Can't play it anymore. Yeah, me
I played
too.
a little bit of that before OSRS came out.
Wanna
I played that at Marine Park when I was in 4th grade.
It's weird. I played it at the public library
Oh, you were one of those people.
because a kid that I hung out with named Zach was into it. And he's like, yo, come check this
I
game out.
know exactly who that is,
He
too.
was. You probably don't know who
Yes,
that
I
is.
do.
I guarantee because he doesn't live in Fond du Lac anymore.
He doesn't? Oh, he doesn't?
He moved away like 8th grade.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Fucking
Not
know
bad.
it all.
No, there's a guy
Oh, I
named
thought you were
Zach that's
actually
like
logging.
everybody. Me too. I was like, whoa, okay.
No, but he, so he's like, yeah, I get all this stuff because I like he said this. I don't know if it's true or not, but he kind of had the stuff to back it up. He said that he was like one of the original people playing it. Don't know if that's true, but he was like, watch this, and he like one of the mods gave him armor and stuff. Like we
okay.
watched it happen, and I'm like, I don't know, it might be legit.
I do want to really quick notice that just a little note, a guest of honor, Trevor Northsoul joining.
Thank you.
With
Oh, I love that guy now.
With the hookup at the pizza place. Thank you so much. That was really cool of you. I hope you're watching right now and you just didn't click on it and then bailed. But I just wanted to say thanks again. Really appreciate it. And as you can see, the studio's looking a little more professional than my bedroom.
I built some walls
Yeah.
that aren't.
I think
yet
once we
either.
get closer, like maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe do like a tiny little walkthrough, film like a little thing and show the progress, because I'm blown away. So let's get back to Game of Thrones. Let's stay on topic.
Yeah. We need more. It's 50-50 right now, people.
I think
so.
a friend of mine said that season 6 was the last good season because of the pacing and how drawn out it was. And of course, I think still for my personal favorite, my favorite episode being, oh my God, my favorite episode being episode 9 of season 4, The Watchers on the Wall, the battle scene. However, I think obviously Battle of the Bastards is one of...
That is probably the most like anxiety-inducing episodes because you're just watching like them get closed, like the claustrophobia, like watching, and I'm like, oh God, I can't imagine this. This looks terrible.
When Jon Snow gets buried for
He's
a
like
little
buried
bit.
in dead people, and
Yeah,
it's like,
that's actually a personal nightmare of mine.
Oh,
Not for
me too.
bodies, but like that's what I play.
especially bodies.
That's what I used to play.
So
every
you know
now
what
and
you
then I
got to
will.
do is you got to download OS Buddy, and it's a RuneScape client that gives you some cool.
When he's laying there under the bodies and like you see his face get covered with like a body and another one, and someone pulls him up. Now, did you know that guy that Tormund bit the neck open? Mm-hmm. Do you know who that was?
Aaron Rodgers.
No, it wasn't a celebrity. His name is Small John Umber. Big John Umber was killed at the Red Wedding, and his father, Big John Umber, was murdered at the Red Wedding, and Small John Umber blamed Robb. So that's why he was a cousin. He's like a cousin of John and that whole family.
Okay.
But he was so pissed off at the the Starks. I didn't know that going into it. I watched it as just for face value, but as I rewatch it and as I rewatch it with my mother, I noticed so much more detail of like why all the Starks began to hate Robb.
The
'Cause
coffee
he was
cups.
so no.
You noticed that
was
stuff.
I guess there's a water bottle in the new episode by Sam's leg.
Was there?
Yeah.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Coffee cup, water bottle, new seasons. Everyone's like, oh, they had 2 years and the production value is shit because of this. Season 7, there was a full-ass fucking pickup truck in the background of one of the episodes. Like,
someone-
cruising along.
Someone pointed out when in the Beyond the Wall episode, one of the randoms in the back when they're on that little island getting attacked, you can see this guy doing this, like really rhythmically, and he's not hitting anybody. His sword is like
But
way
that's the
off.
part that has the truck in it, too.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's when they're like on that little ice island.
Yeah. I think it's in The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings where the camera pulls back too far and you can see like a little lorry truck driving beyond the hills. It's like, uh-oh, that's a dragon. That's a medieval dragon.
You look like Harry Potter.
It's Leviosa.
It's
So I just wanted to. What was I fucking talking about?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
You're talking about watching it again with your mom and noticing little details.
Yeah. So there's just more I'm catching, like the whole Small John Umber thing, and they never mention it. Although John says Small John Umber died in the Battle of Bastards, and they cut to Tormund, and he's going like this, because he bit his fucking neck open, and then he stabbed him with a deer antler. What do we got?
Yet another production mistake. Oh, fucking.
Yeah. Well,
Go, let's see the actual picture.
as far as you know, though, BJ, did you know that they're doing another? They're doing this Targaryen
Where is
spinoff.
it?
It's by his leg. It's right there.
Oh my god. Are we even sure that's what it is?
Yes, because I've
Click on it and make it bigger.
Someone filmed it last night.
Well,
Yep.
it's kind of funny. Who cares? Fucking just ignore it.
I
It's
wonder
like,
who those people are because they're not his family.
no, that's Sansa's uncle.
Oh yeah.
On the
I
right.
really didn't like how she treated him when he stood up and started talking about his qualifications. Edmure, please sit down. Like that was bullshit.
She didn't say please, I don't think. I think she just said sit. She basically just said sit your ass down, uncle.
Uncle Edmure, please
well,
sit
I
down.
think because he hasn't really been around. Like he hasn't helped out with shit, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'll be king." It's like
he
fuck
surrendered. He also surrendered. The Blackfish kept fighting,
Mm-hmm.
but Edmure ended up. I forget the fortress's name, but he surrendered it.
Yeah.
like very easily. He also
So
got
he kinda-
captured, and he also agreed to be Walter Frey's pawn.
You. Oh yeah, so he
Walter
deserved
Frey.
to just kind of get shot down.
Well, yeah, he lived through the whole show, so he'll be set up well in the future. How about Bronn? I know that Nate asked about, is Bronn going to get his castle? And hell yeah, he did. He got High
got more than
Garden.
that.
He got fucking High
He's
Garden.
the fucking master of coin.
And Master of
I
Coin.
kind of didn't like that. That was one of the
No.
things I didn't like. Whereas all of a sudden, like he's just in good with everybody now. Like he tried to kill. Like I guess he's trying to pay back his debts. Which I saw that there's a funny meme where it's like when you're the last Lannister and you have to pay back all the debts. It's like oof.
He also, Bronn, did not do anything bad to everybody. He was also Bronn. They know him as Bronn of the Black Water.
Yeah.
He he ignited all the ships with wildfire.
Mm-hmm.
So he became a cutthroat. He's dead. I don't know if they're like trying
Oh,
to.
they're showing all the no because he had a blood. They left a blood.
The
pump.
blood pump?
And
Oh.
where is
I'm
it?
just looking up all the mistakes for myself.
Where is it?
Okay.
It's right here.
I don't see it.
I remember
What am I
when
looking at?
when he moved his boot, the blood just like poured out. So I'm assuming he nicked his artery.
Oh, whatever.
I also heard in that scene that. Do you remember what he says? Do you remember what
I do not.
he says? Brienne is about to cut him or kill him, and he had this like 2-minute long little monologue about like death and duty and all that. And he goes, "Do it." He goes, "Do your duty."
Do it.
He just says, "Do your duty," and the writers thought that was so good enough that because Stannis he's not one for words. Stannis the Manus.
He just burns his daughter alive.
That was messed up. Like
I-
that bothered me. The screams when the flames
yeah.
got her. Yeah.
As far as continuity errors go, like okay, yeah, sure. Game of John Scar, like that one on that list. Like John Scar moved between episodes. It's like, dude, go through with the same amount of like nitpickiness you're giving to Game of Thrones and watch any other show you like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's probably 20 times worse.
Yeah, I find shit in the Game of Thrones or
Like
not
the
in,
like The Office.
Seinfeld,
I was talking about.
yeah.
I think I was talking to you about this the other night. Like I watched some like thing wrong with The Office.
Sophie's a Targaryen. Whatever.
I think it's just random. I don't think they
Fuck
show them.
odd. They do. Their symbols are next to their emblems next to them are their houses. And when they show George R. R. Martin, it's a book. When they show David D.B. Weiss and David Benioff, it's two skulls because that's their production company, Big Head, Little Head.
Stannis' computer charger. What's that one?
Yeah.
that's
I mean, these are funny, and I'll probably definitely look for these the next time I see them, but...
But yeah,
Man,
the
to
Office.
say the show is bad because of these bothers
Yeah,
me.
it's like you're not going to catch anything.
I don't know if
And-
anyone's
and-
ever saying that.
well, no,
like,
people
point out
are.
mistakes.
I saw people like, Daenerys' wig style changed between two scenes.
I saw that too.
Those
It's
people
like-
are dumb.
This show's so bad. It's like, fuck you.
Because
What are they
shot,
going to?
those are probably shot months apart.
Yeah, they probably
Yep.
shot everything. I mean, all these people now are huge. I mean, she's in like what, all the fucking Terminator movies and shit. She's in a bunch
She
of
was in-
stuff.
yeah, Amelia Clark's blowing up because of this.
Kit Harington's probably in a bunch of shit.
Yep.
Like, all these people are doing other stuff. They probably can't get them all the time.
I'm glad Richard Madden, who is Rob, is doing better because I liked Rob a lot.
Rob is good.
Yeah, and I also
saw
was
his-
him for Halloween.
Rob's like wife was in something else. I think an episode of Black Mirror, maybe something. But it's, I don't know, man. It's just, it drives me nuts. Like,
Yeah, it.
just enjoy the damn shit. Like, it's not yours. You can be disappointed in it, but guess what? It's not your fucking show. You don't get to say how it ends.
Yeah. The whole people trying to change what is, get the fuck
Or
out
like the
of here.
petition, like get season 8 remade with different writers. It's like, here's an idea. Go hit the Windows button on your computer and type in Notepad and start writing your own fucking show.
Do your own thing.
If it's like,
What do you think is the best or was the best season? All things considered.
it's so hard because there.
know.
I mean, I think this one, I don't know. Maybe I would consider this one the best because the best because it like is the culmination of everything
Yeah.
and just it wraps everything up in I think pretty decent way. I don't think there's that much wrong with the way. I mean, like I said, we were talking about this before we went to go eat, but like, did I want to see Bran the broken sitting on like not even sitting on a throne, sitting in a fucking wheelchair leading the country? No, but it makes sense, and I'm okay with that choice because it was a cool way to do it.
Yeah.
Like the whole when he's like, "Why do you think I came all this way?" And it's like, "You motherfucker, you,
Yeah.
you,
I knew it.
you knew it the whole time."
Yeah, I did. One of my little giggles I got out of the new one was when he is about to when he said maybe I can find him. I was like, oh, he's gonna walk into the dragon. They didn't show that, but when he was leaving, they all stood up and said, "Your Grace, Your Grace."
Yeah.
They're all supposed to say it at once.
That'll get better.
He said that will improve. So that was a little.
I'm
nice
sure,
little
and he's
chuckle.
like, "I'm sure it will."
Yeah, I
I like I actually laughed when the guy, when Edmure, when she's like, basically said, "Sit your ass down," and he like goes to turn and his sword hits the post. He's like, he gets like all embarrassed.
Yeah, well, because he's flustered and he's like, it's just clearly not meant for this.
Yeah, a little
So-
slapstick in there.
The remake of the season got 8 million signatures, so yeah.
1 million.
Whatever.
1 million?
1 million people
1
out of
million.
fucking life.
Oh, I thought I read 8 million.
Season 8.
Whoops.
Just why? I don't get it.
I mean,
It reminds me of the ending. Like I hate when people like the ending of Dexter. Everyone complained about, which it was fine. They left it open so they could make more seasons if they wanted to.
they brought back Deadwood. They're going to bring back The Office.
Possibly.
What's this shit that's nothing ends anymore? That's why I'm happy when stories end. I'm happy when books close. You're done. It makes everything worth it.
Game of Thrones might not be over. They might come back. Which
Make prequels. That's fine.
I
Don't.
mean, they could do something like 100 years in the future or something.
Bran's still there, ageless.
Like,
Well, his
his squint just got a little bit tighter. He's like,
He's blind now. Well, the actor might be soon. Anyways,
yeah.
I love this show. I thought it was like an adult Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings, and everyone says it's Lord of the Rings with porn. And yeah, that's why it won like 100 fucking awards and everything. And I just highly recommend it. if you're not into it, great. But if if you're looking for something to watch, you could do a lot worse. So I'm sure everyone's got.
You could do a lot
ability to
worse,
watch it.
and you would have a hard time doing better.
That's good. I like that. I'm gonna say that for every. I'm gonna say that for every time someone asks me about it. Is it any good? It's
Just watch it.
Yeah, you could do a lot worse, and it's hard to do better. That's really nice. I don't know if you just came up with that or not, but it was really good.
I don't know if I did or not. There's a lot of things I say sometimes. I'll be like, did I make this up?
Just write it down. Remember that scene where Tyrion said something, and he goes,
Oh, yeah.
"A great man once said that," and she goes, "Did you just say that and then try to pass it off as old wisdom?" No. I like that Tyrion finally admitted that he loved her,
Yeah.
but not as successfully as Jon. Because
sad.
that scene where she sits next to him and said, he's not the first to love you, and he's certainly not the last, and he stared at her. But then she got up, and he went,
Oof.
and then you could hear December playing in the background. Yeah, it's a good song. So,
It is a good song.
what time we at?
30 minutes.
Time of it's 8:17 if that's what you mean.
Well, I think that I don't know what's next though. Like, what's the next show? It's not Westworld. They wait 2 years between seasons.
I don't know.
I don't think
I've never
Westworld's
watched Westworld. I heard it's really good.
Very good.
Jake said he's super stoked for his Dark Materials. Read those books growing up, hoping to be as good as Game of Thrones.
Who, George R. R. Martin?
I'm assuming.
There'll probably be a lot of penis in it. Just cocks and boobs. In space, probably it's called Dark Materials. It's probably in space. It's like Game of Thrones in space.
That'd be cool. Hopefully.
Dark Materials is by George R. R. Martin.
I don't know. I'm going to look it up.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you ever want a good, shitty sci-fi show that was actually okay,
Firefly?
Dark Matter. I think it was out for like 2 or 3 seasons. It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
it's
it sounds really familiar.
It's really kind of the acting's pretty good. I mean, not pretty good, but it's okay. The effects are kind of. I mean, it's a sci-fi show. But like some of the stuff in it is pretty cool. Like there's they have like basically 3D printers for.
It is not
Human bodies?
Not George R. R. Martin.
Oh, yeah, you suck, Jake. But like you can, so basically you could be like,
I don't think he said it was.
you could be in like one solar system and you could like lay down in this machine and it would like 3D print a body for you in a different machine anywhere you wanted. That these are like, it's basically like a tourism thing and you can control it. So basically you can go on vacation without ever leaving your planet.
Avatar.
But like people would use it all the time in the show to be like, oh, I got to fucking infiltrate this place, but I ain't going in there. I might die. And so they just like replicate themselves in that on that planet and go and like try to do shit. There's a lot of cool like ideas for technology and stuff in it.
If you think about it, that's not that far off. If you could program like a robot.
Yeah, but it's not.
To
It's like an
where,
actual person.
Yeah, but if I'm saying real world, if you could program a robot and then wear a VR headset and then
Control it. Have you ever seen the
it's not
movie
very
Game
far off.
Over? What's it called?
Gamer.
Game Over guy. Game Over with the dudes from Workaholics.
yeah, Game Over
Game
Man.
Over Man.
Game Over Man.
Yes.
That's so good. But the part where they reanimate the dude's corpse using their Nintendo thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's so
There's
good.
so many celebrities
was
in that
wild.
show or that movie.
So that thing, his Dark Materials is Golden Compass. It's gonna be, you know how the Zack Snyder did that movie, I think.
yeah. I
Or
remember. 'cause they had the-
no. That Zack Snyder didn't do that one. But yeah, like that movie from back then.
Yeah,
apparently
Daniel Craig
it's
is
being
in it.
redone for HBO series because it's like that was like a part 1 of a 4 novel thing, I think.
Really.
Yeah.
Oh, because I saw the polar bear with the armor, and I go, that looks like Golden Compass.
Yeah.
That can't be
That
right.
was like part 1. So I guess that's being done for HBO.
Okay. Well, yeah, I keep
Interesting.
seeing like I'm excited for The Watchmen also. I like
That-
that.
That looks. That's not, I don't
That's
know
true.
about that yet. Is there a new trailer yet? Because all I saw was like the ticking clock one, and it was like,
Oh, TikTok.
what is this gonna
I'm assuming.
be?
I think VJ said, or no, who said it was the Westworld? Because that's what I'm all about
So I haven't
Westworld
watched
now.
that.
Have you watched a new trailer for it?
No.
Yeah.
Black Mirror comes out in June, I think. It's got Miley Cyrus in an episode,
Oh, really?
Sketch,
which is
bro.
weird. It's got
She can act.
Topher Grace is the word I'm looking for. It's got the dude who plays Falcon from Captain America in
Anthony
one of the
Mackie.
episodes. Anthony Mackie, that's his name. Which have you ever seen an interview with that guy?
kinda weird.
Pretentious as
Kind of seems
fuck.
like a dick.
Very pretentious, dude.
Yeah, like they'll be like, they'll ask him, like, I saw a thing, like, he did a panel somewhere, and they asked him a question. He's basically like, that's a stupid fucking question. Go away.
Damn.
I was like, dude.
He takes himself too seriously.
Yeah.
It's mostly because he's been in a lot of good movies before he was in the Marvel stuff.
He's in Half Nelson.
Like he's in a lot of Oscar movies.
Mm-hmm.
The person who's worse is Sebastian, what's his face? Did you play Winter Soldier?
Yeah, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Was he just a dick?
He's like,
a
I watched a panel with him. It was him, Anthony Mackie, and who was the third guy? I don't remember who the third guy was, but they're literally
Jeremy
like,
Renner.
no, I think it was somebody from Captain America. But they literally they'd ask him a question like, oh hey, who are your inspirations acting? And he'd just be like, nobody.
I am my inspiration.
And like, hey, what were your favorite movies growing up? I never watched movies. I was like, dude, fuck off. Just answer the question. Like you're getting paid millions of dollars.
Give him something interesting. Like,
yeah. Like people literally probably paid
something up.
paid a shit ton of money to come see you and ask you a question. They wait in line forever. They wait in line just to get into the building to wait in line. They probably had to fly from somewhere else in the country, and you're just like, you're a fucking idiot. Go away.
Yeah, the attitude.
It's
Like you have to.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day at Quick Trip that I read something that Leonardo DiCaprio like one time bum rushed Jonah Hill in public, and Jonah thought he was a tourist or just like a normal guy and said, hey, fuck. He said a bunch of horrible shit like fuck off and like I don't want to talk to you. And then like the dude, he took his hood down, his glass off. He's like, dude, it's me. And he goes, oh shit, what's up, man? Like, could you imagine like you're going about your business, but you're so famous that you just have to get stopped. And after a while, it just wears on you and you just want to be a regular just out in the public. But you can't do that. But you have to be nice because if you ruin it, one little bad thing could result in... Because didn't Jonah say some homophobic slur at one point and a bunch of people went after him?
I don't know, but the internet forgets in like a day. But I mean, there's 2 points to that. A, yes, like don't go up to people. Like I said, I tell a story all the time because it's a cool story. I saw Pauly Shore one time in a Starbucks.
For real?
I was in LA on vacation with my buddy who lives out there. And I'm like, dude, that guy looks like Pauly Shore. And he's like, that is Pauly Shore. He's wearing like cut off jean short shorts, like a fucking tank top. He's with some dude. And I'm like, dude, that's Pauly Shore. That's awesome. And he's like, just don't talk to him.
Yeah.
I'm like, that makes sense. Like the dude's just fucking trying to get coffee. Like I'm not gonna fucking annoy him. I'm not a big Pauly Shore fan, but like even then, it's like if I want to get somebody's autograph, I'll go to a fucking event. I'm not gonna go annoy somebody. But on the other hand, get a different fucking job then. Like if you can't handle being in the eye of the press all the time, that's your fucking job.
You know,
That's part of the job.
He was born in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Like Pauly Shore. I recorded it with my phone when he said it on Joe Rogan. He said, my mother and father conceived me, and I was born in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Yeah, so...
And he fucking just did a huge line of cheese whiz right into his mouth.
His mother started the Comedy Store in Los Angeles.
That's weird.
Mitzi Shore, yeah.
We were literally at the Starbucks right down the street from the Comedy Store.
That's awesome.
We stayed across the street in the hotel.
That's why you saw him.
Yeah, he's
probably
He runs it now.
He was, yeah, he
She
does.
died.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
I don't know Pauly Shore's fucking biography.
His
mom was
You
47.
don't?
She also wasn't dead when you were there.
The only celebrity whose parents I know that weren't famous are dead, and how they died were Weird Al Yankovic's. Because they died at the same time from a carbon monoxide leak from their furnace. I was reading about
Holy
that.
shit.
Like, that's fucked up.
One of my previous guests, Danielle, had, she said that she saw Chris Pratt somewhere. Oh, BJ's got the giggles now. But she said she saw Chris Pratt, but didn't say hi to him. See, my personal opinion is like if I see somebody famous, like I'm gonna go ruin their day, and like because I'm like I'm never gonna meet this person again, so go embarrass yourself. I would have hugged Pauly Shore. No, I wouldn't have. Jesus, you zoomed way in.
I wouldn't touch Pauly Shore with a fucking...
You're telling me you wouldn't touch Pauly Shore's cutoffs? You sacrilegious.
No. Pauly Shore... I can't name a Okay, I can name one Pauly Shore movie that
What
I
is
actually
it?
like. The Goofy movie.
In the army now. Oh, he was the hippie.
Yeah, that's why I made the
Leaning
cheese whiz
Tower of
joke.
Cheesa.
Leaning Tower Cheese.
That is a.
Righteous.
I'll admit that is like when I was a kid. That movie, that
was so
fucking
good.
movie, was like that's how I wanted to meet a girl. Oh, Roxanne.
She was fucking.
She was hot for a dog, or whatever the hell she
I don't know
was.
what they were.
She's some kind of nondescript animal entity.
See, man, this
can you
thing-
really quick before we sign off because we're way over time? Can you just Google Roxanne Goofy movie?
Oh, you know who's hotter?
Roxanne!
You know what cartoon animal's harder than that? Lola from
Space Jam.
Space Jam. Look at her.
Woo!
I don't know what it is.
Roxanne Goofy, they married. No. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh
Okay,
God!
thank God the.
Scroll down because I don't want to see that little kid dressed up as the fucking girl we're talking
Oh
about.
God,
There's
there's
one.
some fucking anime drawings of her.
What?
That face is when she sees Max on Powerline. I bought.
God. Click on that real,
oh,
like-
Yeah, I was gonna say to the left of that one.
No, go back up. Go back up. Oh no, that's that one chick.
Holy shit!
That's I can't think of her name. K-Bear, yeah. She does a lot of. We'll talk about that later.
Yikes! Oh, that's
No, go back up. Go back up a little.
That
bit.
doesn't give me a boner.
Keep going. I want to see that. That's creepy. But keep going up a little bit. One more right there. I keep pointing it like you can see the one of the real people dressed up as the couple.
Oh, that's really
That's
weird.
look at his fucking face.
Oh, that's something out of a nightmare.
She looks like she's about to be assaulted.
Oh,
She looks terrified.
that's so fucking weird.
And the painting in the
Because
background.
that's how it's supposed to look.
Just to confirm, this is on stream, right?
Can you
Okay.
can you Google
put it
really
on.
quick? One last thing. Google Max Goofy Theo Vaughn. Just all one thing, yeah. Theo Vaughn. V-O-N. There you
are you
go.
talking
And
about?
images.
Is that the who's that? Is that the voiceover?
Okay, never mind. But
the
the
fuck?
comedian Theo Vaughn. Yeah, it says. Remember Max from
Yuck.
Goofy movie? That's what he looks like now. I mean, it's not showing up for us, but
Gorsh.
but if you could see his hair, yeah, like
Oh God.
that interview's from like a year
Is
ago.
that on
So-
Joe Rogan?
yeah,
podcast?
I've seen that guy all the. I've seen that guy. He's really nice.
Wait, so Goofy's name is Goofy Goof? Fucking Disney. Who the hell is that kid?
We don't.
In the caveman
we don't talk
outfit?
about that.
Search Lola from Space Jam, please.
God. Jesus, Boner Patrol today.
Dude, I want.
How is this Game of Thrones?
Plus, there's like a really good cosplay of what the fuck? You just searched Goofy. Goofy Geef?
What?
George Geef? Goof is the. What the fuck? Why does Max have a different name?
Goof is
Max is illegitimate.
Why is Max Goof, but he's the
Max Goof.
son of George Geef? What the fuck?
Did you ever see the second
I want
Goofy
to
movie?
see. I want to speak to Disney's decapitated head and confirm that.
He'll just be like,
I'll
What did you want me
believe
to
it.
look up, Paige?
Lola from Space Jam, please.
this is gonna be bad. Turn the safe search on.
Or you can search cosplay with that.
Oh boy, and her ears go down like it's her hair too. Oh,
Like, have you ever wanted to fuck a rabbit until this movie?
Jessica Rabbit.
Because God, Jessica Rabbit wasn't a rabbit; she was
I've
a
actually
human.
never seen. Yeah, God forbid I want to fuck a human.
Yeah,
Dude,
you
I've
fucking
never.
weirdo.
Okay,
Like-
all right.
How are you gonna? How
Turn the camera up so it doesn't zoom in on my dick.
if that if that walked into your room right now?
Oh, dude, I don't know what I would do to be honest.
I'm sorry, into our studio.
In the
I
studio.
forgot we're not in your room anymore. If she walked in and was like, what if that walked in and
We
her,
could do an entire episode
what if
on
she
animals
had,
we want
what
to
if
have
she
sex
had the
with.
voice of Goofy though? She walked in, she's like, I want to fuck you. Gosh,
Weirdly, I'm more turned on.
gosh, let me suck that dick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how's she gonna speak with my dick in her mouth?
With those two little fucking
Sorry,
bitey teeth in the front. Watch
Oh,
out.
yeah, you gotta get past the front gate.
She's gonna think it's a carrot.
This is Game of Thrones, so it's really adult. And if there's any comments on that, see, the raunch isn't completely gone. I just don't have tits on the wall behind me.
No, we just have them on the
Can we-
screen
can
on
we
a fucking bunny.
Can we please someday do animals we want to have sex with? Is the fucking
We can just
Top,
do it
we
right
can do a
now.
top 10 list. No, we'll do some top 10 lists.
fucking
Okay.
top 10 hottest animals.
Yeah.
Do they have to be cartoons?
Oh
No, it could be anything.
I'm not sidetracking, but I
Number
did
one,
watch.
Clifford.
I did watch the Sekiro episode the other day, and when I said Wicker Soldier and made myself laugh for a good 5 minutes, that was embarrassing. The Wicker Soldier. Anyway, Clifford, you'd fuck Clifford.
Clifford's Red Rocket is like a fucking intercontinental ballistic missile.
Clifford is little Clifford. The little one was voiced by John, the dead guy from
the
Eight
dead
Simple
guy.
Rules.
Oh, John.
Richter.
I know who you're talking. Yeah. No, Andy Richter.
No.
No, that's Andy.
John Buscemi. No, it's
Richter
not.
Scrin?
No, the guy from Eight Simple Rules.
I know who you're talking about. John.
Yeah.
John.
Reichling. I don't know.
Riker. Captain Riker.
General Riker. General Raikin. If you can
Raiden.
if you can tell me where General Raikin's from, I'll buy your next lunch. Don't Google it.
We can
Time's
see.
up, sorry.
We could see the Google.
Riken?
General Raikin. If you can tell me in the next 10 seconds without
Mortal
Googling
Kombat.
it. No.
Am I close?
There's a reason I'm looking at Caleb.
He probably knows it. I know what it is.
I bet you're gonna.
It sounds
Okay, so
like
your
a
time's
Star
up.
Wars name.
Caleb's gonna be like, it's
right.
pronounced Riken.
General Raikin or Raikin was your general in the video game Rogue Squadron.
Holy
Oh, yeah.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Dude, I haven't played.
Sorry,
that in
but
a
like as
million
soon as I
years.
said it, I saw the light go off in your head, and you're like, "Yes, you knew it. You just couldn't recall
Riken.
it."
Isn't he
Yeah.
the one who gives the spiel on the second Death Star?
Yes.
He talks about how they stole the shuttle.
What's the best
Yes.
Star Wars game?
Yeah. The best Star Wars
Pod Racer.
No, one of the
Pod Racer was fucking great for that 64.
the best Star Wars game, like probably the Rogue Squadron 2 for the GameCube.
Really?
I had that
I'd
one.
say Force Awakens or not Force Awakens. Force Unleashed 1 or 2.
Fuck no.
Dude, really? You have like the Force abilities like you've never had them before in a
Games
video
are
game?
fine, but they're very bad. Like to play.
They're too linear, but they're still like really fun.
I mean,
just
like
to
the
play
controls are
around
hard to use. Like, I just tried to
If you
replay.
suck.
I tried to replay them recently, and they're
What'd you
just
play 'em on?
clunky as fuck. My
Xbox?
Xbox.
Well, you're
backwards
I have it on
so
PC.
used to the new games that,
That is true. If
It's-
that happens, I've tried playing. Like I go back and
Right.
like,
It's
oh,
tough.
they have whatever 360 game or even original Xbox game on like backwards compatible. It's like, oh, how did we ever play this shit?
you're elitist now. You've been getting given so much good quality since then that you
I know
can't go back.
it's bad, but like
Isn't that sad?
even games in the like, I went back and played Black Ops 1, and it was like this just feels weird.
I have a
Oh, I haven't had that issue with the older Call of Duties.
Like not as bad as a lot of other games, like especially games that don't use like standard control schemes, is like today.
I have a theory that how sad is it that maybe video games might be the only piece of art that don't truly degrade over time. Your perception of them degrades.
Right.
You can look at a painting of Monet, that you can see it. The only thing that degrades is your vision, but you can still appreciate the beauty, and it doesn't change. However, every 5 years, you get updated to new games or so, and they become worse to you. How sad is that?
Well,
You'll never
maybe
be able
not
to-
worse.
You'll never be able to enjoy them in the
as
same
enjoyable.
way.
It's like one aspect becomes worse.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure. But your level of enjoyment decreases.
You making the parallel to art, I was thinking about this morning when I was thinking about all the people who are being stupid about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I was like, imagine video games and like film are the only mediums of art where like people will like go, like imagine going into a museum with paintings and being like, man, that's a really good painting, but I really fucking hate the way that he did that, and it's a piece of shit, and I don't like it, so fucking change it.
How many people do you think said that about King David over the thousands of years? Or hundreds?
Yeah.
The statue of David
But,
with
like,
the dick?
Okay, maybe the dick part, but like I've never been like, I don't like his fucking nose. Change his nose. I want it changed. That's not how I want his nose.
Well, I'm sure the show writers will just kind of scoffing because it's fucking done, and they're at home with their families now, so fuck
their
them.
They don't
Millions.
care. They're about to make millions of dollars writing and directing the new Star Wars movies.
Yeah, true. Which I'm fine
Very,
with.
very exciting. The first thing you see... The first thing you see is they don't kill anybody with a lightsaber. They just hang like 10 people. They hang 10
Dragon
rebels.
comes down.
Oh, dude, the Rancor.
Well,
Dude, they're connecting the universes. That's where Drogon.
I can almost guarantee their 3 movies are going to be Old Republic, like Jedi vs Sith
Yeah.
War.
I'm cool with that.
I
Most
think
likely.
I think they're good enough to know what the fans want, and those two dudes They
The fans don't know what the fucking fans want.
no, but the guy no, but those two they have the ability to make the hard decisions. That's what I'm saying.
What's funny?
Yeah.
What's funny is probably they're gonna make a good Old Republic trilogy of movies.
People are gonna complain.
Yes, because a bunch of people and like all the little whiny piss boys are gonna whine because it doesn't follow the exact story that like the Old Republic video game did, like the video game did. They're gonna
exactly.
want.
The
We
MMO.
want Revan. Shut the
He
fuck
might
up.
be there. It's just it's so early
I'm saying
stages.
people are gonna piss and moan so
The-
hard if it's not,
Star Wars fans are the worst fans,
because they're. I guarantee.
and I'm a fucking Star Wars.
Whenever people say like, "Oh, it's gonna be Old Republic," everyone's like, "Yep, I know what it's gonna be. I know what I want it to be."
And then
if it's not that, I'm gonna bitch and moan
and
the
then
whole
they hype
time.
themselves up just like they do with like Marvel movies too.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this is what I want and this is what's going to happen because I'm a fucking spoiled child and I get whatever I want.
I'm a
oh my God,
neckbeard.
this multi-billion-dollar company didn't do what I wanted him to do and just actually made their own original piece of art. I'm going to fucking whine about it on the internet. It's
Yeah,
like
on
it's
that
one
note.
like if you don't like it, that's one thing. Like if it's like I didn't like it, but like to be like it didn't go how I wanted
ruined my
it to
life.
go. This is
It ruined my life.
It ruined this entire franchise. This one movie
Yeah.
that didn't do exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck.
Like that's why they don't like it. It's not because it's bad. Because you cannot look at Star Wars or Game of Thrones or pretty much so many things made nowadays and
Marvel,
like, be
the
like,
new Star Trek
yeah,
movies,
any Marvel thing, any Star Trek movie, and be like, this is objectively bad because they're just fucking not.
Yeah, they're-
it's you don't like it.
Yeah.
You're the problem. You suck. You have no taste. Grow a fucking pair of brains instead of balls, and rewatch
Pair of
the
brains.
movies. You fucking uncultured swine. The Last Jedi and Force Awakens are great movies. All of the new Star Trek movies are good. The new season of Game of Thrones is fucking amazing. You're just wrong.
well
You're
said.
wrong.
Well said.
You. I don't know if this camera's even on me because I
That's
see
what I was.
Google on the
That's what I
screen.
was pointing at. Like,
Fucking wrong. Get over it.
Oh, I don't know why I was looking into that one. I should have looked into my own.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't even see you.
I was, well, like yeah, I was gonna say if you're pointing at that, I should also just like, oh, he's, yeah.
It makes me mad.
What my
I wanna be able-
my
I want-
inability to grasp direction.
That too. No, just the fact that like we went to Endgame and I enjoyed it so much.
Me
I
too.
fucking cried like a bitch
Me
like
too.
4 times.
We all did.
And I screamed and I had fun. It was amazing. And I get home and people are like, I can't believe you didn't do it how I wanted him to do it. They're like the fucking pickle guy from SpongeBob. God, they're unbearable. And it's
I
like,
wish I knew what that was.
oh, well, yeah, you suck.
Sorry.
SpongeBob is good. But it's like, just fucking watch something and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Hey, Captain Marvel was too fucking political. Oh, go fucking die then. Who cares?
From what I was awake from of it, I didn't see any
Yeah,
political
you fell
stuff.
asleep.
Dude, like a good half hour.
There,
too.
yeah, that movie was not political. It's only
was, like,
political
one-
if you're like trying to see it as political.
There's only
Yeah.
it's
Well, that's the whole issue with
and the people will
circumstantial.
complain, like the people will complain about that shot with all the women in Endgame. It's like that was like
That was
a 30-second
fucking
shot
that
hype.
in a 3-hour movie. Like,
that
you're really gonna bitch about
drew
it?
me. That brought me to tears.
It was awesome.
it gave me
because
goosebumps.
They were helping Spider-Man, right?
yeah,
They were. So how awesome is it that Spider-Man needs some help? And instead of being, it wasn't really a girl power movie. I saw it, or move. I saw it as a union between. It's like, okay, you have all your help from the female side because the men are struggling to combat Thanos' troops. They're busy. So the women who just came through the gate are like, we're gonna go over here and help in this direction. That's what I saw it as, a union of both, like, sexes, I guess, and it brought me to tears. Like during the battle, I was overwhelmed by like the union of it.
Not to mention
Yeah.
it was. I mean, even that plus it was like, here are a bunch of characters that have gotten like very little screen time over the years and like are really important and cool characters if you actually explore them, and they get like fucking 30 seconds of just kicking ass and taking names. And it was probably like it was one of the best parts of the best scene of the movie, which was the whole end fight. I mean,
that whole.
but
yeah,
like that
end fight.
I mean, the best
Portals, man.
the best
Portals.
part. The best part is I knew it.
the music during that part too.
My bottom
Dun,
lip
dun,
was
dun, dun,
my
dun,
bottom lip was
dun, dun.
shaking when that portal opened. Dude, I was quivering.
Oh,
that was
dude,
hard.
I didn't-
couldn't handle it.
I never told you this, but during the whole movie, I did not feel good at all. Like I felt like I was gonna puke.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was not feeling good, and I'm like, I'm not leaving. I'm fucking watching this.
Yeah,
Like I
just
was
say
sitting
puke
there,
in
like,
the fucking theater.
no, I had my popcorn thing, and I'm like, if I got a fucking puke, man, I'm just gonna go.
Oh my
God. We were in the back. We were in the back corner, and I'm like, nobody. It might smell, but nobody's gonna know where it came from.
Like, you like this spill. It's like I just spilled something.
It's like, oh man, fucking. Oops.
Oh, I spilled. Oh God.
No, I didn't want to miss this. Like, I went to the bathroom once, and I was like, what did I miss? What did I miss? I don't care. I didn't want to miss anything.
Damn it.
I feel like, by the way, now that it's halfway through, I didn't have a chance to shower because I got done with work at 6 o'clock and came right here after all I did was throw in different clothes. So I feel like I might look really dirty on camera, but whatever.
At least you're not wearing the same fucking jacket every day. Me. So.
And me.
Well, they're
the camera-
jackets.
is the
Who the
camera
fuck
on you?
cares?
No.
Who washes a jacket?
That's true.
I wash this every couple of weeks.
Well, you guys are actually wearing sweatshirts, not jackets, so fucking gross. But for real, Star Wars.
Oh my God.
Great.
Same
Star
in the-
Trek, great. Game of Thrones, great. Everything is great. Just fucking like it. If you don't like it, then just shut up and don't like it.
Well, it's simple. If you don't like it, just don't watch it. You know, it doesn't affect you if it exists and you don't watch it.
Don't watch it and
Yeah, no
don't
shit.
like. There's no reason.
Turn it off.
There's no reason to say. But I mean, really, I get it. Like, share your opinion or whatever. But there's no reason to be like ranting and commenting on every single like. God, go on the Captain Marvel Facebook page and just read the comments on anything they post. It's just fucking neckbeard is going, yeah, this social justice warrior feminist bullshit.
I actually.
Captain Marvel was supposed to be a man. This
I
was
actually
Miss Marvel.
I shaved my neck beard for my date because I didn't
my God.
because of the neck beard comments that we were saying a couple days ago. I'm like,
Do you think she's
yeah, I'm
watching?
self-conscious. No, she's
Thank
not.
you.
Did you tell her you have a podcast?
Yep.
That's cool.
What'd she think of that?
She watched a little bit of it. She said she really enjoyed it.
She's lying. She's like, who's that fucking ugly ass dude with the
Who's that
stretched
piece
beard?
of sex that's on your show all the time? I'm like,
Caleb.
Oh, that's BJ. Oh. Well, he's never on camera.
It's true. For a reason.
That's true.
Who's that piece of sex in the
I
cages?
shouldn't be on camera. I shouldn't be allowed to be.
You're like half the show now. You have to be.
How am I half the show?
Also-
this is still you. I don't think I've seen one person in here be like, yo, what's up, BJ? Everyone's like, what's up, Mitch?
Yeah, well.
Fuck you guys. I have feelings.
Well, hey, you know what? As a segue to end the show,
Can I say-
maybe, just maybe, someday soon, you might see BJ on a couch.
Oh my god. That's
Yeah. So, well, deal with
casting
that how you
casting
want to.
couch coming soon to the studio here.
You just got to wrap it in plastic first.
Um,
Non-resistant fluid.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna be the one getting fucked.
That one at Goodwill has it's already like
The
ready to
Astro
go.
Glide
Like,
on
yeah,
it, yeah.
that material that it is just
Like a
ready to
fucking
go.
like a burn on that. Like you ever get like a tile burn? Not like a rug burn, but like tile.
No.
Oh,
Tile. Who has sex on tiling?
I'm not saying from. What the fuck is wrong? I mean, from like falling in the kitchen or like
No.
wood. Like
Ooh,
a basketball court.
Yeah.
Ooh, that
Oh,
shit
where your
sucks.
skin pretty much just stretches and.
And just like it's like it actually. Oh, it's so gross. It hurts. But that's what I can imagine fucking on that couch feels like. Plus, it'd be so sweaty.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You'd hear like
Oh.
just moving around. It'd be like that creaking. Like,
What you gotta do is get like a stick and then put it in that thing and just like.
Rubbing a wet sponge on Jello.
Oh.
Gross.
Remember on South Park when they fisted the jar of mayo?
Ugh.
Hey, Ashley Baton just joined, I think.
What's up? This isn't about Game of Thrones anymore. We're talking about
Well,
fucking on couches.
if she's still watching, I just want to ask out loud what she thought of the final season and final couple episodes, just as a.
She probably came in, heard it sounds like a wet sponge on Jello, and was like, nah.
just heard that.
Yep.
Yeah, God forbid we say a couple of adult things. It could just be an entire episode with me talking over the sex noise,
Of us, too. We could just make real.
the good pussy noise. Yeah.
This is what good pussy sounds like.
Fuck you, mom, or something like. He says something to her and she beats him with a spoon, doesn't she? Or she
Yeah.
hits him with the spoon. So,
She's like stirring.
anyways, Jesus.
I saw a meme yesterday. It was like,
Oh my God.
you ever start stirring the spaghetti and you just start missing her?
It's been a long, lonely dinner. So,
You had a fucking date the other day. Shut up.
no,
You're whining.
I'm not whining. Jesus.
Me and Caleb are the lonely sacks of shit here. You fucking date. What kind of fucking loser goes on a
You
date?
speak for yourself.
This kind of got off the rails, man. So much for a short Game of Thrones podcast. It's fucking almost
at an
9
hour.
o'clock.
We had a lot of Game of Thrones talk. It's all right.
We did. And I hope the spinoff is before and not after. I hope it takes place before.
You know, it'd be really cool.
That would be cool.
if they did a spin-off during the last, from
That's how
but
they,
from
that's
a
how they
different-
quote unquote remake.
So
No,
Game of
but from,
Thrones
like, a
one
different-
half, like Lion King one half.
but not with the same characters. Like, oh, here's what was going on while all this other shit was going on. So you kind of like hear, like maybe it's in Dorne or something, and then you're like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's the episode. You know, at the same time that the Lannisters came to get their daughter. Yeah, maybe they'll pop in, but then they're, you know, it's just kind of the events are happening at the same time, but in a different spot. You know what I'm saying? Somebody did that. I can't think of what it was.
Well, the Game of Thrones Telltale game takes place during that, and they have a couple of main characters in it. But like the whole thing, like one chapter is about a bunch of stuff that happens at the Wall, and Jon is like kind of in the background. One thing happens with Lady Marjorie during Joffrey's wedding.
Yeah, because I played the first chapter of that with the free one, and it was like it was like the setup for the Red Wedding, right?
Yeah. Or
I was like, oh fuck, I don't want to go through this again.
What I didn't like about that game was every Telltale game, each of your decisions was a consequence or a reaction, but
You know what I'm saying already?
But what I didn't like was during one scene, if you had 4 choices, but if 2 out of those 4 were the wrong one and you just died, that's bullshit. No matter what you choose, it should just carry on to the next one and deal with the consequence, because that's how the Telltale games were. But the Game of Thrones one was like broke its own rule.
You're the reason that Telltale went out of business. Just kidding. It's because they sucked as a company and didn't know how to run things. I was gonna say something else that bothered me about the reactions to Game of Thrones, but now I can't think of it. Holy shit, you scared the fuck out of me. All of a sudden there's another person in here.
Well, he motioned for me not to
God.
say anything,
That's
so I
good shit.
didn't.
Good shit. All right. We're actually done, aren't we?
Yeah, I have
I
nothing
won't
else
finish
to
my
add.
thought.
Go
Whatever.
ahead.
Let's see how it is.
Well, if you have something left
I
to say,
totally
go
forgot
ahead.
what I was gonna say. It was something to do with I was just gonna say, like, the people who are like, oh, I can't believe they just did this thing out of nowhere and they never set it up. It's like, yo, you remember that Red Wedding where they just fucking killed like half the characters off without any setup to it whatsoever?
Yep.
Or did you just start watching in 2017 and power through to be cool?
Well,
Probably the latter.
in not to contradict you, but they were setting the Red Wedding up in season 2. Sorry. If you
But
watch
they weren't-
Tywin was writing letters, and if you pause on the letter when they show it, it
Oh
says
my God.
they are ripe for the picking. I'm sorry.
That's
I am. I'm not trying to like
shouldn't
make
have
you
to-
look bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm bragging about my knowledge.
Boom.
Go ahead.
yeah.
I
You can also
apologize.
pause and see a fucking water bottle, or you can just watch the show and get the information they give you.
I noticed
at the
it.
same pace they give
I'm
it to
sorry.
you.
I noticed it. I didn't like go in
Also,
secretly.
Calibrate your TVs so that one episode doesn't look like shit.
I didn't think
believe
it looked like shit. I thought it looked realistic.
Dude, people got so fucking offended by that because
Gives a shit.
the cinematographer came out and was like, "Yo, you're streaming onto a TV that's not calibrated correctly," which is true.
That's true.
Even if you're just streaming, it's probably gonna look like shit because the bitrate is probably garbage.
He called them poor. I think he's like, oh, all these fucking poor people trying to watch my high caliber show. It's like,
Go see it in the
damn,
theater.
God damn, that's fucking great.
Rent out a theater and project it on the screen.
I wanted to say, I don't think I think like 90% of the people who are actually in this watching now or did watch or are going to watch this are good people who just took it for what it was, and maybe they had some problems with it. I have some problems with it, but it's
Well,
not
yeah,
gonna
it doesn't
it's
mean-
not gonna stop me from enjoying the show. As far as like the people who hate the show because of this last season or say they should rewrite it, you're off your fucking nut, because the show is done. They're not going to rewrite it. And the fact that you think you live in a culture and era today where you can just get your way by whining about it on fucking Reddit or some bullshit like that,
Fuck Reddit.
you're out of your mind. Like, deal with the show, accept it for what it is, dislike the last season, but don't disregard the entire show just because you didn't like the ending. Please try to enjoy something and be a little more positive in your life.
I mean, I'm not generally positive, but like, I'm just not.
Yeah, but you aren't fucking
garbage
trashing a
person.
great show
Plus,
because
it's
you
like
didn't like
it's
it.
like I mean, I haven't seen it happen with Game of Thrones. I mean, I see people calling the showrunners and stuff pieces of shit, but like, it happened with like the Star Wars movies where people just like fucking go into the actors and stuff. Like, I want to fucking rape you, and it's like,
Yeah.
yo, let's not.
That was
like,
really bad
Let's
when
not do that. They're like the people had to. I mean, it's not that bad with Game of Thrones yet, but people are kind of pieces of shit when they don't get their way.
Yeah,
It's
who
like, just
cares?
fucking
fuck them,
calm
dude.
down.
Yeah,
It's just a show.
yeah.
A really, really, really good show.
Caleb, as somebody who's never seen the show or like knows, like I guess a little about it, do you have any thoughts on it before we close out? If you want to say no, you can.
No,
I
fuck
wish
you.
it was Lord of the Rings instead.
Well, the Amazon Prime show's
Bro.
coming, so just be we just got to be patient.
Oh, you get a movie about J.R. Tolkien's life.
Hey, I want to see that fucking movie. It looks really
What's the movie called?
No, the only
Tolkien.
thing I want to.
There
The
you
only
go.
thing I want. It was.
What's
Out,
the-
it's out already.
What is it called?
Tolkien.
Wrong. It's Tolkien.
That's why he asked me. I knew he was setting me up for failure.
Excuse me.
No, the only thing I want to say about that show is I'm glad people enjoyed it. It's nice that a lot of people had something cool to have, like, because people who don't like Star Wars and stuff are out there, and a lot of those people that don't like that are the ones that like Game of Thrones, like the old Sword and Shield, medieval style. So
You just like.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of people that like both, but
Yeah.
I know you're not a big fan of that genre, but I appreciate
and that's what
your
I'm saying.
kind
Like,
words
I'm
about
not
it.
a fan of that genre very much, but I'm glad a lot of people can like it.
But you like Lord of the Rings.
That's the only thing in that genre that I like.
Okay, but you like Star Wars,
Yeah,
which is based on swords,
it's
and some
spa-
people
but
have
it's-
shields.
but it's in space. That's the thing. It's in space. It expands.
Technically, everything's in space, dummy.
We're done.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Say your goodbyes.
We'll be back
over.
on Thursday. Bye.
Oh, what?